college football.
It is that time of year again.
College football, it is back.
Here in Boulder, Colorado, right now is the epicenter of college football.
It's time. It's time. Let's go.
Welcome to RobDaManMedia with co-host Coach Dre.
Yo, what's going on? What's going on? RobDaManMedia in the building with Coach Dre and our Uncle Steve in the building, man. How are you guys feeling today?
Good, man. Blessed and highly favored.
Doing outstanding on this end.
Hey, we got to get right into it, man. I can't even hold back on this, but we got to talk about Travis Hunter not being on the list for the best DB in the country. Because I need this to make sense, right? When you look at, you're up for the Heisman Trophy, you're up for the best receiver, you're up for the best versatile player, the overall player, the best defensive player, but you're not on the best defensive back award. Somebody got to make this make sense to me. But I'm gonna kick it to Uncle Steve, and I'm gonna go to Dre after this. But I just gotta understand this. Somebody got to make this make sense to me because I'm confused.
Hey, Rob, I don't know what's going on. It's breaking up big time on my end. I don't know if the people out there in podcast land, type in there if it's breaking up to you, because it's breaking up big time. I don't know what's going on there. But getting to Travis, it was a travesty what happened to the young man. You can't, they need to stop. Why are you going to have awards and then you have criteria for awards and you don't use it? It makes no sense. Now you have hurt the people who are going to win this award, because someone is going to win this award and you're going to take all the prestige away from it, because all people are going to talk about, why wasn't Travis a nominee? Put him as a nominee. If you don't want to vote for him, cool. But he earned the right to be a nominee. And that's the bad part about it, because you're not hurting Travis. Travis is going to be fine. Believe you me, he'll win more than enough awards. He's going to the NFL. He's going to get everything he deserves. But you're hurting the award, and you're hurting people who are coming behind Travis to say, hey, that award ain't going to mean anything. If you're not going to put people on it who deserve to be on that nominee, quit with the award, man. I tell these people, if you're gonna change the criteria, if you're gonna make the rules and then you're gonna change the rules when it don't fit you because someone that you don't like or a coach you don't like might get credit for something, man, miss me with that. I don't even worry about it. That award means this to me, zero. Because if you're not gonna apply the rules and criteria, miss me with it. Travis, you are the best DB in the country. Skip what awards say. We'll tell you what you are, not them. Back to you, Rob the man.
Go ahead, Coach Dre.
I mean, it's just blatant disrespectfully. It shows that you just hate prime. It's just there's no way that you, with your two eyes, and if you're a sports reporter, if you're a sports, whoever votes for the Jim Thorpe Award, there's no way with your two eyes that you don't look and say that this kid's the best corner in the country, that he's the best DB that you've seen, probably in the past 2 to 3 years. But like Uncle said, what you're gonna do is you're gonna hurt people, the people that won the award, because now you're starting to lose prestige. When the greatest person to ever win the Thorpe Award say he don't even want his award no more, that he gonna give his award to Travis, and now you don't have any credibility. So now Deion Sanders doesn't even want to talk about it no more, because now it's just blatant. This is like some of the stuff that you see the refs doing that we think blatant. This was just blatantly. Like Uncle Steve said, I could care less if he'd have won. You put him on the list. You put him on the list, and then you know what people say? He gonna win the Heisman. He'll probably win this award. We just didn't give him the thought because he had won all these other awards, and people might go for that. You might can smooth people over with that. So that just lets you know, again, for us as a people, that's why I say we have to come together, because that's what they're just like. Hey, we don't care. We don't care if we make them mad or not. They can get upset or whatever they want to do. We just gonna do what we want to do. No, that ain't what it's gonna be. That's not what it's gonna be. So it's just disrespectful, and it's hurtful. But it shouldn't hurt. Like you say, it's not gonna hurt Travis. It's not gonna hurt nothing that he's got going on, because he's a great human being. But it's gonna hurt y'all legacy, because it's other people that don't won that Thorpe Award that got enough respect for Deion Sanders that'll say, well, if Deion's not messing with that, I'm not messing with it. So don't come ask me about it no more. And so that's, I think, like I say, for the Thorpe, the committee that runs the Thorpe, and if I'm the family, because I think the families of these people who got the awards named after them, they have a little say. If I'm somebody in the Thorpe family right now, I'm calling up to the committee and asking them, hey, what's going on? Like, y'all got to at least put him on the ballot and let the people vote. And then if he don't win, I can go for that. But the kid got to at least be on the ballot. But it's just, like I told you, it's just blatantly disrespectful. And it's just another key to what, like, people be thinking Prime be hyping himself up or just be tooting his own horn. He's telling you guys the truth. Y'all don't want my kids to win awards because of me, because you don't like me, or because you think I'm cocky, or because you think I'm brash. So it's disrespectful, and it's another bad look on the NCAA and college football. That's all there is to it.
Hey, Coach Dre, can I ask you a question?
Yes,
Why don't they come out and provide everybody what the criteria is for the award? Meaning this, you have to meet you're judged on this. You're judged on how many balls you intercept, how many pass breakups, things like that, how many forced tackles you have up to that point. If you come up with your formula of how you're doing this, then everybody can see. You can't hide anything then. You can't hide anything, because what happens then, we'll go with Travis and we can rank Travis. And if Travis ranks in the top 3 of each one of them, you got a problem. Houston, we got a problem.
J-Dog hit it right there. J-Dog hit it right there on the head. The Thorpe Award should be for the best safeties, and they should have a Deion Sanders Award for the best corner. That's what should be. That's what it should be.
And what I'm telling you is, now that's the kind of stuff. What I'm telling you now, if I'm a committee or if I'm somebody that got that kind of money, that's exactly what I do. I go to NCAA, whatever I got to do to get on the ballot. Hey, y'all can keep the Thorpe Award. We're going to have the Deion Sanders Award. And this Deion Sanders Award is going to be for the best cornerback. Strictly cornerbacks. Y'all can give the Thorpe Award to the best overall, guy in the back end. But the Deion Sanders Award is going to strictly be for the best corner, and that's what we're going to do. And so then we know Deion Sanders has no bias. We know Deion Sanders is honest. So it's not just going to be a Colorado award. If he don't feel he got one of those kids, he won't give it to him. He'll give it to the best kid that's the best corner. But when you played against some of the best corners or the guys with the best draft numbers in college football, and you killed all of them. I mean, the best receivers. The 2 best receivers.
That's Dre. Hey, Dre, come off and come back on. Something going on over there. Drake, jump off and come back on. All right, yeah, Dre, come back on, man. That was crazy. That's probably what you was hearing earlier. So moving forward, right? We just had to start the show off to just talk about Travis, right? Because that's just a hot take. It's like, come on, dog, what we doing? But moving forward, looking at this game coming up on Friday, early morning game for us on Friday, to set the tone for college football. What do you see as the keys? We're gonna go to defense first. We're gonna come to offense. What do you see for the keys for the defense to do to be able to come away with this victory on Friday?
They got to stop the run. They got to come out. They got to come out and show Oklahoma State what what this game means to them. You need to come out, hit them in the mouth, and I mean not only hit them in the mouth, but smack them one more time after you hit them in the mouth, so that they understand we're not playing today. This is a football game. This is a fight, and if you want to be in it, good. If not, you better tap now. And if you tap now, we still gonna hit you, but we'll take it a little easy on you and get this game over with. But I want to see intensity. I want to see a defense coming out there that's physical. I want to see a defense that's smart, coming out there also, not just coming getting a penalty just to get a penalty. I want to see smart play, and I want to see a team coming out there that realizes that they're one of the best teams in the country, which they are. So you can have a bad game. I don't care who you are. You can have a bad game. That happens. But I want to see, like they say, the real Slim Shady. I want to see the real CU Buff stand up and come out and handle their business. That's what I want to see on the defensive side.
Right.
I mean, said it all. I just want us to. This is the first thing. I want the emotion is going to be high. So the first thing I want us to do is to get over the emotion. The emotion is going to be high. So those first 5 to 10 minutes of that game, I want us to get over the emotion and settle in and play. And like I say, and play Colorado defense. Michael Jordan didn't win every. Didn't get to the finals till after year 9. LeBron James so everybody has a bad game. Everybody fails. Again, I keep telling y'all, the failure is what makes the story better. The failure is what makes the story better. But I need those guys to come out, Hill, Green, and Bentley, to solidify themselves against a good back, NFL caliber running back in Ali Gordon. I know the kid watched the game last week. He think he gonna come out and run the ball. You got to hit him in the mouth, hit him right up under the chin strap 1 or 2 good times, and let him know, hey, boy, he had him a great night. It was senior night. He ran off pure emotion. Hey, Ali, you not doing that tonight. You can go and sit on down over here. I'm not too worried about my corners and my safeties. I think those guys have been playing pretty well. I'm proud of Stoudemire. He's been filling in really good. And then, like I say, when your heart and soul of your defense is Sealman Craig, and he's a senior, and I know he's gonna be out there playing with all that emotion and all that adrenaline running through his body. I just need him to make sure he makes the short tackle. We ain't got to make the big tackle. The same thing with Shiloh. I just need y'all to wrap up, make short tackles, and bring them to the ground. And we go out and do that. Like I say, if we do what we've been doing, except for this week, we'll be just fine.
Yeah, I mean the biggest thing is the game is going to be emotional just because it's senior day. That's just going to start it right there. You got everybody family in town that's seniors. We're going to have some key departures after the season, so emotion is going to be high because they know this is the last regular season game. So to get settled in, to get focused, be laser focused, not just focused, laser focused. It's going to be the key for this weekend. This defense, they got to come out and play physical, play aggressive from the jump. Don't hold back nothing. Empty the playbook. Go ahead and empty the playbook this week. I don't care. Exotic blitzes, whatever we need to do just to get the win. Like, just go do it. But we also got to win and make a statement with this win. Don't just win for the satisfaction, just to satisfy yourself. Win because you want to go out there and dominate, and you want to leave a mark to people, let people know that what happened last week was last week. It's a new brand week. And so that's what you want to see out of this defense. Moving forward to the offensive side of the ball, what would you like to see coming out of Friday's game? What would you like to see from the offense?
The first thing I want to see from the offense is this one here. I want to see a different scheme. I do not want to see that same scheme. This is what I tell anybody. If you start off slow in almost every game and you have the same scheme doing it, you might want to change something. Let's do something a little different. This is what I want to see from the offense. I want to see the offense come out committed to the run. What I mean by committed to the run, take a receiver out of the game, put 3 receivers in there, bring a tackle in the game. I don't want to see no tight ends. 0. Bring a tackle or a guard extra in that game. Line them up in the tight end position over there beside the Seton Express, and let's go on that left side and let's run that Tatum and run it till we can't run it no more. After we do that, then we can set it up with if J5 is playing or Wester. Those are the ones that should be cooking. In this game, they should be eating. Let's go on 5 yards. We need to see schemes where your routes are 5 yards. I'm not talking about behind the line of scrimmage. I'm not talking about 15, 20-yard plays. We need 5 to 7 yard plays to open it up. And if they do that, I think you're going to be fine. I think you're going to be fine. The offense does their thing, but change the scheme up a little bit. Be committed to the run. And quit running up the middle. Rob, you watch these games, it's like Ray Charles is out there, Stevie Wonder. These teams are telling you, run the ball, and then when they know you're going to run it, they know you're running straight up the middle. They are bringing everybody. Before you even should do it, going up there, holding that ball in that person's stomach, man, they got you got 2 tackles, you got the free safety, everybody's up there. So
You know what?
you're going to have to
You know
change that.
something, Mr. Steve, as you brought it up. You know something, like we could get Jimmy Hornet and LeJounte the ball easier. Like when we send them across the formation, come back across the formation, hike the ball, and get the ball right into their hands, they could be out in space instead of running a tunnel screen.
Yeah.
Like it's just that simple. But sometimes, man, we forget about the plays that we've ran in the past to make the game easier. We forgot about running on plays now. I mean, and we've had good games where those plays have opened up 15, 20 yard to allow you to run the ball. Even with the tight end coming across the formation, down blocking, I'm not upset with that because at least you're running the ball off the tackle. You're not running it up the middle. And so that's been able to guide you to get 5 to 6, 7 yards or sometimes bust a big one open. We just ain't stay consistent with it. And that's where I'm like, come on, dog. Give us an opportunity to gain confidence and build confidence in the offensive line by running the ball.
But this is what I'll tell people on this, Rob. People are like, well, they can't. Yeah, they can run. Army runs the football. Army is way smaller than Colorado. Air Force runs the football. They're way smaller than Colorado. Indiana runs the football. They ain't no bigger than Colorado. So my point is this one here. I ain't talking about the big teams. Running is a mindset. And the mindset is this one here. The reason I say for right now, I'm taking the tight end out, it's too many assignments being missed. I want physicality. And if you want physicality, bring in, this is the time. If Zelensky's sitting on the bench, why are we sitting him on the bench on that one? Zelensky, get your butt tail right here. If it's not Zelensky's, if you had Bentley or Benson, if Benson wasn't out there, you say, hey, Mayors, one of you guys, here you go. You line you up right here. If not, what about the big guy they always taking from England, the one from him? You got all of these guys, put them there and let's hit somebody. It's that time of season. It's a time of giving. And this time is now. So with that being said, I just want
here's the thing. You gave me an idea. Would you put Kareem Harden next to Seaton and put Tyler Brown at the tight end and bring Tyler Brown around? Let him go smash something. That's what I came up when you said that. That's my idea. I'm like, put Kareem Harden at the left guard, put Seaton at the left tackle. Or you can put Benson over there. Whoever you want to put at that guard spot and run Brown right off of them and just let him go smash something. Go ahead.
The reason I'm saying that, if you watch the Detroit Lions and you watch Penn State Nifty Lions, they bring in these big old offensive linemen, additional offensive linemen, and they come in and they block it. And it works. Because when you got that kind of mass and you got a running back with an extra blocker, you're open. You're open. You got space. And if you have that kind of space,
you can't put Benson there because he got to play right tackle.
But you got Flapjack. You got plenty of linemen over there. And I still haven't heard about the young man that went to Florida A&M or whatever the case may be, FAMU, Thomas, if he's still there. You got people to do it. It's just, for me, I'm going to do something different. I'm not going to keep going there and you got 3 yards running. That's not going to happen for me. I'll leave a dead horse alone, but it won't happen next year. It's going to be a miracle. They're going to be running the ball next year.
That's facts.
And I agree with a lot of what you guys are saying, but this is the one thing I'm gonna say, and that's why I say I don't know. I'm not there to see how they're practicing, but I know the mindset of Deion Sanders, And if I don't see it at practice, I'm not doing it in the game. So what we're saying is we asking them to put an extra lineman in the game. Well, y'all understand that once we do that, the box gets chunky. So now it makes it a little more easier. Now it should be what that's why I say I agree with y'all, because now we can send the guys in motion, get the quick 5-yard outs or whatever, those kind of plays out. But I always say this: it's 75 to 80 plays a week, right? That you got scripted, and you go out there and you run it up against the scout team defense. Guys, if that stuff ain't working out there, it's not going magically, I promise you, it's not going to magically happen on game day. Right now,
I can tell you this. Hold on. I was going to say this. I can tell you this. Some plays got unscripted last night from well off. But go ahead, Coach Dre.
Yeah, so the thing is, right now, I think Lojos feels good about 8 linemen. Flapjack, I don't think, like I say, the one thing about Deion Sanders is he's not putting kids out there if they're not fully healthy. So I don't know if Flapjack is healthy, and I don't know if the kid from Texas is healthy. The kid from Florida A&M, I just don't know what's going on with him, but I know he's still there. I do know he's still there, and he's still practicing. So I think he was a year away. When you get in, like I said, when you come in that late, you're way behind the 8 ball. You know what I'm saying? You're way behind the 8 ball, and everybody's ahead of you, so you steadily playing catch up. So I don't know how many guys coach trust like that. I agree with y'all. I don't really want to see the tight end out there. Really, I agree with that. We got to get better production from that position. But again, guys, you got 2 guys over there. You move from defensive end, move back to tight end, and then the guy Hart just got here. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not downing those kids. We need a little bit more. What I think you have to do is, I think you got to spread them out and try to run it. Because what
I'll say this though, to your point, where Hart is out for the season, the tight end, so that hurt what they was going to do at the tight end. Yeah, he got hurt he got hurt at a home game. I think it was like the 4th or 5th game into the season. He got hurt. He's out for the season with a knee injury. He tore his ACL. On a play that wasn't even going to him. So yeah.
So that's my biggest thing. So now you slim, and this is the thing, guys. I don't. This is something I don't think nobody's understanding or getting to understand. I think Coach Prime is ahead of the curve. I think he's getting used to playing with only 105 kids on his roster. Like I really sat back yesterday and I say, okay, and because just like Uncle Steve saying, why we ain't seeing this kid and why we not seeing this kid and then why this kid red shirt and why he not? Coach is getting used to having 105 kids. Because that's all we're going to be able to have, guys. We're going to be able to have 105 kids on our roster. All of them have to be on some type of scholarship. All of them doesn't have to be full. And I got learned that last night from Scotty because I hadn't really read it. But watching off script last night, listening to Scotty, is that you have 105 scholarships. 105 roster spots. You can split those up how you want them. So I think Coach Prime is getting ahead of the curve. I think he's getting used to dealing with what he has. Like I said, I trust Pat Shermer. But the biggest thing is, this is the one thing where we're gonna really be able to judge Pat Shermer next year. Is because you're not gonna give whoever the quarterback is next year the kind of leeway or the kind of openly to change plays or run what plays he want as you gonna give Shedeur Sanders. Next year is next year. You got the headset on. Dose right. Dose right, which means doubles right. Flood, whatever. That's the play we running. Hey, Los, you got some wood?
Yeah, when you look at that, Coach Dre, I think at the beginning of the season, I think about mid-season towards the end of the season, he'll let Juju do more things in the offense, but at the beginning, he gonna minimize it. Yeah.
When you listen to Pat Shermer talk, they ask him, well, what? Oh, Shedeur has complete control.
Yeah, for sure.
So what I'm saying is, he want Juju Ponder, Staub, none of those guys will have complete control of the offense like Shador has. And so it'll be a little different. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I really, when I hold my judgment back on Pat Shermer, that's the reason why I really hold my judgment back on Pat Shermer, because I believe that this is more of Shador and Pat together, and Shador out there seeing, because they come right to the bench, they get right to it, talking to what this, and this, and what they see. So, but next year you will see more of. Remember we talked about this. Remember that we talked about this today, that you'll see more Pat Shermer sitting there saying, hey, look at this, look at that. You get what I'm saying? Instead of it being maybe the other way around. But again, I want to see a little more 12 personnel. I wouldn't be mad with 13 personnel this week if you had to. If you just, you know what I'm saying? If you needed to. If like I said, I think we'd have saw more 13 personnel if Michael would have been healthy. I just really believe we'd have saw more 13 personnel if Michael would have been healthy. I think some injuries.
That's when we had but that's when we had most of our successful moments in the season was 13 personnel.
And that's what I'm saying. But when you get injury, guys, I promise you, injury to one player can mess up a whole lot of stuff. Because as much as people want to jump on Jimmy, ever since Jimmy got hurt, the offense has went kind of sputtered a little bit. It's kind of sputtered a little bit. As much as people want to, because he has another dynamic that nobody has, is I know that one-on-one, I can outrun anybody on your team. Any DB, anybody that you have to guard me, I can outrun that. So you can't try to double Travis, and you can't try to double LeJounte. Right now, they're running all kind of schemes to try to stop those guys because Jimmy's not out there. Okay, and so that's why you see a breakout game from a guy like Draylon Miller, and things of that nature. So it doesn't take, like, I know we saying, oh, I wonder what happened if we lose Shador, we lose Travis, but you see what happens if you lose a Michael Welch, if you lose a Jimmy Horn. Although, like I say, everybody got to play their role. Everybody has a piece of the puzzle, and so that's the biggest thing that we have to you have to look at when you look at the offensive side. About what I want them to do is come out, and I want to sustain drives. I don't want to come out here and be on the field for 3 plays or 4 plays and then we off. I need anywhere from 8 to 10 plays every drive. Even if we do have to punt or kick a field goal, I want 8 to 10 plays every drive. If we can get that, we sustaining the drive. That means we being successful, and I think we moving the ball like we want to.
That's going to be more the offense next year. It's going to be 8 to 12 play drives. Maneuvering pieces around, more motion, like everything that we asking for this year, we're going to see next year. Because it's you want teams to open up and show what they're going to do pre and post snap to help Juju throughout the system, or whoever the quarterback may be that's starting next year. In that sense, because Dre, you had hit what I was going to go into the next point on. This is the last game before you have to start really making roster decisions. Now, Coach Brown and them have already started ahead, but going into next season, you got to get down to that 105 far as players go. Some of these might be the last time you see some of these Colorado Buffaloes in jerseys. And I'm not talking about the ones that's going to the draft. I'm talking about the ones that's not going to the draft. That, would have been around had this rule not get implemented. But now that the rule is out there, you're going to start to see a lot of teams, and this just doesn't affect Colorado. This affects everybody. So all these players at Ohio State, the Alabamas, the Georgias, the Oregons, that's hiding players on their rosters, they can't hide them no more because there ain't no more walk-ons. It's strictly 105. It might go to 110 because they're still debating on between 105 to 110 right now, but 105 is the number right now. So with that being said, you look at that roster, you can see a lot of teams in this offseason, they might lose 60 players in the offseason. Just like J-Dot right now, he said Nebraska got 150 people on their roster right now. You got to get down to 105.
Right.
Now, just think about this. You gotta cut just to get to 105, and you're not even talking about the high school classes come in yet. Go ahead, Coach Dre. I'm gonna go to Coach Dre. Then go to Steve.
That's the thing. Like I said, I don't think as much as y'all think. I don't think you're gonna see. I mean, we're gonna bring in kids with the kids that's leaving and the kids I think that we're bringing in and the portal kids. Like I said, I think Prime was floating around 115 this year when he could have had 125. I think he was floating around 115
No,
this year.
I'm gonna say this:
So
Prime is Colorado's in the best position because we already started trimming off the fat early. So
it's
we pretty much at that 105 number right now, and we gonna and then you take away the player that's leaving, plus the players that's coming. We're still way under that number. But go ahead, Coach Ray.
so like you say, a place like Nebraska, a place like Oregon, Texas A&M, these teams in the SEC, it's some real hard decisions being made. It's some real conversations being made after Saturday's football game. You know what I'm saying? Is hey, but this the biggest thing is kids. They gonna try to get kids to transfer, and then like you say, the kids that's walk-ons, you can go play for these HBCUs, guys. It's just you instead of going, a lot of those kids that's at Alabama, that's at this, they just at Alabama to say I walked on to Alabama. I guarantee you, if you really talk to most of them kids, they had offers to go to Alabama A&M and Albany State and Bethune-Cookman, FAMU and Howard, Norfolk State, Prairie View A&M. They probably had those offers, but because Alabama came in and gave them a preferred walk-on, they went and took the preferred walk-on at Alabama to say just to say I'm on the Alabama football team. So now what you're going to see from a lot of high school kids is the HBCU is going to be a pipeline to the Power Five. It's going to be kids that's going to come down, come out of high school and go play at these certain places, get their numbers up, show that they can play big time football, and then you'll see other schools come and pick them up. This is gonna help the FCS. It's gonna help the Division II level, because now again you can't hide kids on your roster from being good, and that's the biggest thing I want kids to understand. This people think it's bad. I think it's bad because you just won't have any more Cash Cleveland stories of a kid that's a walk-on that's gonna earn a scholarship, because Cash Cleveland ain't going nowhere. He'll be on scholarship next year, so you ain't even got to ask those questions.
I think it's a bad and a good situation, because the good thing is it allows the playing field to get even, and these SEC schools, these big time SEC schools, can't hire players. I love that part, right? And so from that standpoint, this rule gonna end up changing, because the SEC gonna feel some type of way when they get some type of major injuries and are not developing. Because now you can't just go pay players to sit on a roster and you got some emergency person that you could just put in. You got to really go. This what's gonna happen. It's gonna put a lot of programs on notice who can player develop. That's what it's gonna happen. Like, this rule being put in place is gonna really come down to, can you develop kids and put them in the right situation? Because if you can't, you're in trouble. But it's also a lot of these kids that's sitting back, that's got talent, that's been waiting. You're going to be able to go to another school that's going to elevate. So you're really going to see college football go into a landscape where any given Saturday, for real, where you got to come out and play or you can get beat by anybody, because nobody has an overloaded roster no more. Because and it's crazy. Like, you think about 105, you think, man, that should be enough kids, because you think, what, 22, right? First team, 22 second team, 22 third team, right? And then you got your special teams. That should be at least 3 deep. That should be enough kids. But it's a pros and cons to it. I like it, because now you can't hide nobody roster, and all this depth that you've been talking about. Now you got to show it.
It shows you programs that are run correctly, and it's going to show you programs that are ran out of money. This is what it's going to show you. If you ran out of money, where you got an abundance, where I got a 5-star to replace a 5-star. This one here, now you're going to have to do some evaluation. And what I like about what CU does is this one here. Coach Prime has been above the curve on almost everything that he's done when he's come to CU. When it comes to media, he was ahead of the curve. When it comes to how to put the new future for putting a team together, everybody's using Coach Prime's model right now, because Indiana proved And Coach Brian proved that how well it works. Indiana's doing the Ole Miss. It just doesn't make a difference. This is what I like where Coach Dre hit on this one here. Now, HBCUs and the lower level colleges, now you're going to have some players that can actually spin that ball and that can ball out, which is going to bring you a better quality of football at the lower levels and get those individuals the experience that they want and the recognition that they want to put themselves back up at the big level. Because all you're doing is this one here. What teams are doing right now, they're taking the best people in those lower levels, the player of the year, the running backs, the best running back, the best quarterback, and they're just elevating them. It's like JV now, it's like JUCO. It's basically JUCO, which is perfect, and that's the way it should have been all along. Get those young players, get them developed, let them play early, or the young player, let them play early, bring them up once they're ready, and now they're in the big leagues because they're paying now. They're paying, so it's the big leagues now. It's like baseball. It's the big leagues. And if you're doing it that way, now the HBCUs, because, I'm from Mississippi, and back in the old days, you had a guy that could hit somebody every so often with a pass. Now you're going to have someone like two. When two come, like, for example, Ponder. I'm going to give you Ponder. Ponder for sure would have been with Ed Reed balling out, but Ponder would have been putting up boohoo numbers in the SWAC and or any league that he's in. Those type of players could go down there, dominate, and then come up and take their place on where they want to go. So I'll just throw it that way. It's brilliant. 105 is where it should be at. Make people think and do what they're supposed to do for their squads.
I'm gonna run this point right quick to you. Go ahead, Coach Ray, and then I'm gonna run the point. Go ahead.
Yeah, listen, and then like you say, the biggest thing is when you're at 105, the wealthier are not getting wealthy, right? Well, Coach, what you mean by that is now 5 stars and 4 stars, they're looking at these guys' roster and trying to see where they line up at. Most of the 3-star kids, what you're going to find them doing is you're going to find, like you say, you're going to find them going to the HBCUs and the Delaware States, the North Carolina Centrals and stuff like that, because of the simple fact is I need to get on the field. I need to get out tape. Scouts can find you anywhere, but they can't find you if you're sitting on the bench. They ain't looking for, hey, man, that boy was a 5-star in high school. Why he ain't playing? They just figure, oh, you came over here, you can't get on the football field. And sometimes that's not the case. And like you say, Uncle Steve hit a big point is when you say Prime is ahead of the curve. He lets y'all see in the video, hey, all y'all done got opportunity to show what you can do. Everybody done been evaluated, right? So you know why you're not playing.
And you got to put a grade on it.
And you got to put a grade on it. Also, he does things the right way. And I keep telling people, I hear people tell me all the time, oh, Coach Dre, you a homer. You just, no, it's a right way and a wrong way to do stuff in coaching. And when you do stuff the wrong way in coaching, it comes back to bite you in the behind.
Thanks.
When you talk about the kid, Trevor Woods, and everybody, oh, man, if we would have had, now, this was my thing, and I meant to call my brother B. Watson and tell him, you went down this rabbit hole. Boy, we had Nakia Green, boy, we'd be undefeated. We had Nakia Green last week. So, now, get back to what I'm saying is, Nakia Green, I told everybody when he first, I said, hey, when I hadn't seen the kid play, I hadn't watched his tape, I watched him talk, I said, that kid's going to be a starter. He's going to be a kid for it. But I also knew in the back of my head he wasn't just going to go in and get handed this job. He was going, the way you beat a guy like Trevor Woods out is you got to do everything that Trevor Woods does. You gotta study like him. You got to do this like him. You got to do this like him. Because his grade, all of that goes into your grade, just like in school. Your attendance. Did you do your homework assignment? Did you do your in-class assignment? All of that stuff works together, right? And so it puts out your grade. And so that's where Trevor Woods was beating all the other guys out at, was he was doing all the other stuff. Well, Nakia Green came in, he did all the other stuff, and then when you put him out there and you put it on tape, now you can say, hey, look, Trevor, you're doing the same thing you doing, but look at the production he giving us on the football field, baby. Now you understand it. And football players understand that. I can't be upset with nobody because this guy's just outright outplaying me. There's nothing else to be said about that. He's outplaying me. I'm not upset. I can live with that. But just Hill Green come in and they just say, hey, Trevor Woods, go to the back. Hill Green the starter. No. This is the same thing with Juju, guys. Don't just think Juju Lewis is just gonna come here and Coach Brian gonna say here go the starting job. If Staub is there, Ponder is there, Wade, and all those, he gonna have to come in here and show that he can beat every last one of these guys out. And the reason you know that is he loves Silman Craig, and Silman Craig did not start against TCU our first outing last year. He was not the starter. Miles Slusher don't get hurt. I don't know how much we see of Silman Craig. But Slusher got hurt. You never heard of Slusher again because Silman Craig got in and did his thing. And that's another thing. With 105, is now kids understand that their opportunity might come and and you got to be ready. When it's only 105 of us, like I say, in college, that's going to look small. That's going to look real small to them. But it also lets you know, hey, I got to be ready when my number called. When I got to be prepared. Cash Cleveland was prepared. Hey, okay, I'm just sitting here, Hank. You know what I'm saying? Now, hey, I love you, baby. We O-line, we hoes, and we all that. But, hey, if my opportunity come, I'm going to be ready to go out here and provide for my football team. And he did that. I seen some people on the internet and stuff killing him. He a true freshman. He gonna get beat, some guys. I didn't know that it was a crime for you to lose a rep. I didn't know that was a crime for you to lose a rep. But if your positive outweigh your negative, some of y'all, that's the reason why you failed in life, because you failed one time and you just thought it was the end of the world instead of just getting up and dusting yourself off and finding a way to make it happen and saying it'll be okay. The sun, like I told you, hey, when B. Watts called me and bro the other night, I say, hey, one thing about it, B. Watts, in the morning, the sun gonna rise and the sun gonna shine and the creek gonna rise. And we got to get up and figure out a way to fix this. And that's one thing I knew Deion Sanders was gonna do. He was gonna get up, he was gonna find a way to fix it. So it's a great thing to what they're doing. Like I say, I just hope it helps these kids and not harm them. And now that I really got a real understanding, I don't think it's gonna harm kids as much as it's gonna help.
That's facts. So the question I was about to ask y'all moving forward is, when you look at the way everything is constructed as far as the roster size and getting to this 105 number, if you're HBC AD, what are you going to do now as evaluating your head coach? Because if it's me personally, I'm going to go get somebody that can help bring resources to the university. I don't care the celebrity status or not. I got to go get me a coach that could bring resources to here, because I know if I'm able to bring resources to this, I can get kids to come in here that's going to help us financially grow a university and help us fix the needs that we need right now. What do you guys think about the way the roster size is being built and what HBCU should be thinking moving forward?
If it's me, it's my relationship with other coaches. Now, if you look at Morehead State got a Coach Mathis out there, if I'm not mistaken, and he has a relationship with Coach Prime, a personal relationship. They played Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken. Then you have another one at Jackson State with Coach Prime. So all I'm saying is this one here: when you have those kind of relationships, it's like, hey, who do you have up there that that should be down here that can develop to get them to where they need to be? Those are the relationships you should be having. You should have those relationships, and presidents of universities need to look out there, because they have eligible people who want to coach. You got people out there who want to coach. You need to go out there and evaluate and do what Jackson State's president did. Go out there and say, hey, not president, but the admin guy. Go out there and say, hey, I see this here. This is who I want to pick to be our coach. And he's hit on women's basketball coach, men's basketball coach, the football coach. He's been hitting. And with that being said, you have to go out there and look at talent. And that's where we're failing at a lot of HBCUs. People in HBCU, they want to go too much on tradition. Oh, our tradition. You got to do it this way. Fam, you almost tore their whole university up with that stuff. Well,
Yes,
you
sir.
got to do
Yes,
it.
sir.
You got to do it this way. And that we blah, blah. Man, that foolishness. And that's why we never get ahead. Tradition is important, but you need to look at new and better things. And new and better things is this one here. When you saw what Coach Prime did, the first thing I don't need to find another Coach Prime. I just need to find another talented person with that kind of passion and with that kind of leadership to guide men that they would want to be surrounded with, like a Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, those type people, and get them in our university and support them 1,000%. Back at you, Coach.
I mean, you hit it on the head. There's no way. There's no way. If I'm Prairie View, if I'm Norfolk State right now, that I'm not calling up Ed Reed. I'm not calling up Ray Lewis, Andre Johnson, and I'm asking them guys, do they want to come be the head coach of my football team? And it's not like I ain't even really having no. I'm not having no hiring. I'm not looking. Hey, listen, I'm calling you straight up as the AD. Hey, bro, do you want to come coach? Do you want to come be our head coach? I just like if I'm Florida Atlantic, I don't get it. If Ray Lewis, if they saying that Ray Lewis put this out on his own, he called Adam Schefter and was like, hey man, put this out for me because he want to be the coach. Do you know what he does for South Florida? The University of Miami is in trouble. Florida State already falling apart, so they just, but the University of Miami would be in trouble if you hire Ray Lewis. Why? Listen, and this is what I tell people when they say, "Oh well, that's why they hired Tom Herman. That's why they hired Lane Kiffin." They hired those guys because they can recruit the big names, and they can get the people in here that you probably couldn't get to come to FAU. So just imagine if I'm a Power 5 linebacker, if I'm a 5-star, and sitting in my house is Ray Lewis and probably Ed Reed, because Ed Reed probably gonna be his defensive coordinator, and they saying they want me to come play for them. Hey mama, what we talking about? Hey mama, what we talking about? I know how to get it, and then not only that is you know that your young men are going to be taught the right way, and that's the thing that we as parents and we as older people, young adults, need to start pushing towards these kids is that, hey, I know money is great. I know you need it. But you better have some values behind it. You better have some character behind it. My grandma always told me money don't do nothing but show what you really is. Give a person some money that ain't never had it. They'll show you who they really is. If I gave some of y'all $1 million right now, y'all will turn your back on so many folks because you got $1 million. If I gave some of y'all $500,000, you'll turn your back and you'll probably get on here, tell people to kiss your rump, do this, and this. You'll really show who you is if I gave you money. So money money only illuminate who you really is. And so if I'm the HBCUs, and then what you do is you set your program up to where, look at Jackson. Okay, they fell off last year, and you heard, oh man, they don't got prime. What they finna? TC Taylor didn't cry, he didn't whine, he just kept rolling his sleeves up. He went to calling the plays himself this year. Look at it. He back in the SWAC championship with a chance to go back to the Celebration Bowl only 1 year after Deion Sanders has left. So if I'm Prairie View, if I'm Norfolk, Scotty said Scotty came up with a heck of a name yesterday. He said, if I'm in Virginia, well, I call Michael Vick up and ask him what it is.
Yeah.
I call Michael Vick up and ask him what it is. Because also understand Tennessee State, they went and got Eddie George. Eddie George had no plans of coaching any football, guys. Now he's one of the best college football. He's one of the best college football coaches.
Coach of the year. Shout out to him.
He had no intentions of coaching college football. But Tennessee State AD saw what Anthony Robinson did with Deion, He said, "Oh, maybe this will work. Well, let me go find me somebody." That's and what he did. He went and got a legend in the state of Tennessee, a legend in the state that played NFL football that people love. This, that, and other. And he went down and talked to him and said, "Eddie, I need you to come coach my football team. I ain't looking at no. I need you to come coach my football team." So if I'm Norfolk State, well, I'm calling Michael Vick up
Right
and
now, not tomorrow. Right now.
asking him, hey buddy, I need you to. You know football enough. You got enough, and that's what and that's what I'm saying. But some of these schools in the state of Florida, hey, ain't no way Ed Reed and Ray Lewis ain't coaching football. You got Kevin Sutherland who wants to coach football again. I don't understand how he doesn't get a job. Uncle Steve said the real thing is you guys just keep HBCU, y'all keep recycling the same coaches, right? Listen, look at what Coach Prime did for Coach Dance. Hey, that's another thing, guys. If I'm y'all, hey, Mathis and Hart is on that staff. I'm trying to go get them because one thing I know is Deion Sanders ain't gonna let nobody come off of his coaching tree fail. He gonna make sure that he roll out every Rolodex he got and make sure that they get the best staff they can get besides his, so they can go and dominate. And now with this 105 man roster, hey guy, hey, listen, I'm coming in here now. Mike can't come play for me, but I got my homeboy down here at such and such and such and such, and I know you can go down there and help them.
And so, you prove it.
And that's what I'm saying. And that's the biggest thing is you have to give Coach Prime his flowers because of the way he's elevating guys. Not just, you get what I'm saying, how he's elevating. Like I say, I would be hard pressed if Terrell Owens isn't coaching for the University of Colorado next year. I'd be hard pressed. And like I'm telling y'all, I don't know no inside. Ain't nobody told Coach Dre nothing. None of that. So if it don't happen, I want you, Coach Dre said T.O. was going to coach in Colorado next year. No, I'm just telling you, I'm just looking at some of the telltale signs. Him signing with Smack Entertainment. I think T.O. might have missed 2 games this year. And that's because I think he has a daughter or something that's in college. And I think
he got a daughter in college. He got a son in high school.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I think that might be the only reason why he missing games. So I wouldn't be surprised if Terrell Owens is coaching at the University of Colorado next year. And now you putting together a resume. Miami is doing it also. You got Jason Taylor down there coaching at the University of Miami. And things of that nature. But if I'm FAU, whoever the president is, I know y'all came out and said they lying. But I hope y'all was just throwing darts at the people so they'll stop thinking. Because I call them up and ask them, hey, you really want to come coach here? Or if you do, then we ain't got nothing to talk about.
Yeah. So let me explain this. Let me explain the rosters for the new people that came in. So next season, the roster size is being limited to 105. There won't be no walk-on, so everybody will be on scholarship. I'm gonna repeat this again. There will be no more walk-on. So ain't no walk-on tryouts, none of that you can become a walk-on. Everything is scholarship only. Now, not every kid that's on scholarship has a full ride. That's the difference. You'll have some type of partial scholarship or whatever they want to maneuver as far as a scholarship, but you have to be on scholarship moving forward next season. So it's gonna open the doors for a lot of things to play out. So I just want to let y'all know that. So for those who just coming in and asking why we're talking about this 105 number and why this is so relevant, this 105 number is relevant because after this game on Saturday, teams are going to have to make business decisions. And with them business decisions, if you got 145 kids, you got 150 kids, you're going to have to eliminate 50 to 60 kids off the roster just to get your recruiting class. And then you talking about, let's just say for right now, right? Nebraska, we'll take Nebraska because that was in there. Nebraska has 150 kids on the roster, right? You got to get to 105. So that's 45 kids eliminated just to get to 105. All right. How many freshmen are coming in your recruiting class? If it's 20 to 25, you got to be able to open up another 20 to 25. So what you're hoping now, so you're expecting you're going to get 20 to 25 kids that's leaving for the NFL draft or they're out of eligibility, right? So what if you don't got that? Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me? You good? Okay. All right. So if you don't got 25 kids that's gonna leave for the NFL draft, anything like that, now you got to make room for that. So you got to be mindful. If you have a big signing class, you got to have the room to be able to sign that big signing class, meaning that you're gonna either have to have players that's leaving due to the NFL or going to the UFL or XFL, whatever they're going to go play professionally, and then have the room to sign the players that you got coming in. So it's gonna be the craziest, most wildest offseason you've seen in college football, because there's gonna be some tremendous talented kids leaving and hitting the portal. On Saturday, you're gonna start to see players leaving. I'm just gonna tell you what it is. You're gonna see everybody named Mama leaving to get up out of there. November 9th, the portal opens. Not November 9th, December 9th. Sorry, mistake. December 9th. Which is after early signing day, because early signing day is December 5th, right? And then 4 days later, you get to the 9th, and that. So, with all that being said, Uncle Steve, how do you see all this playing out right now as you go through this?
This is the way I see it playing out. Coach Prime is ahead of the curve because he don't go. If you look at it, he don't go over that 105. He's never done it. He just don't play with that because he knew the new rules coming down the pike. This is what I need to do. He evaluates his team. So what Coach Prime does is this one here. If you can't play, right now, he don't need to, because you can't bring players on your team that you say, oh, I got to develop. When you got 105, you need players because you're gonna have injuries. You're going to have some people that might get kicked out of your program because they're not going to school. You might have other issues come out. People get homesick and, oh, I don't want to stay here no more. And that's going to be kind of hard now, because when you got 105, where are you going? These other teams are going to be right at on 105. So now what's going to happen is this one here. Like you said, Rob, December the 9th, the first day, the kids that are smart, they're getting out immediately. That's already – smart is this. They've already talked to their new team. They've already got their agreement. They got their NIL deal and everything. Them smart kids got everything worked out. They're getting out December 9th, and they're signing the next day. They're already signing. We're signing. We're getting this good to go. If you wait, can you imagine where you going to go? All the good teams are signing their people. They're not holding slots anymore. It's not like that 150 Nebraska did.
I was just about to hit you that. You can't hold no team hostage for money for ransom now.
It's over. It's over.
You can't hold. When you thought, hey, I got this scholarship and I got you by the chokehold and I can demand all, go ahead, make that demand. We got 105 kids. You think I'm this one person finna hold me for ransom? You crazy.
And what happens now? It opens it up for the coaches where now we can go out, we can get a good deal. This is what we're offering you. This is what we're doing. Let us know 24 hours what you plan on doing or 48 hours. And it's fair to the coaches too. This is the team I'm planning on going with. Boom. Let me move to my next kid. But when you evaluate your kids and you evaluate them properly, like Coach Prime is doing, boom, and it's fair to the kids. It lets them know you just don't meet the mustard here at Colorado. Thank you for your service. Boom. You need to go out there and find yourself something else. Thank you. That's what Coach Prime has done. It's fair to the young men. The young men get to see, they get the opportunity, they see where they match up at, and it allows Coach Prime to go out and find those kids that are boom. I tell you what, the only thing that's going to hurt the kids is this one here. Immature kids are going to get punished on this here rule, because it's not going to give you enough time for you to make those mistakes and develop, because you're going to be gone. Those type of kids, the ones they put them under their arm, and you don't have time for that. Those
Yeah.
kids going to have to go down big time, and lower levels are going to have to work with them. But the big boys, they ain't going to have time. We got to move. This train is moving. And the
Or see,
last thing is, I'm sorry.
here's the thing to this. These teams, they got they'll try to, they go all the way down to 10. You finna go to 4. So if you ain't in the top 4, you pretty much know you might well go ahead and transfer now. You might just go ahead and pack your bags up. But see, here's the thing, the interesting thing. Remember when we was telling y'all that like all these freshmen that was gonna go into the portal next year? This is why. Now you finna start to see these freshmen that didn't play. They got all this money. They didn't play. How they gonna have to transfer somewhere else? And trust me, they calling because there's no more money. I can't invest no more money into a freshman I just paid last year that didn't play on the field this year. I can't. I got to move forward. I got to go give me somebody that's played on the field. So that's where they're maneuvering the power. And so if you are a big time kid, do you stay at the college that you at? Or what do you do now? Because if you're a big time, just say you're a big time kid and you're in the middle of the pack at the SEC, do you stay at that team to be the middle of the pack of the SEC, or do you go to somewhere like Colorado where you could be a team that can make the championship, that can elevate you to get to NFL? Those are the type of questions that people are having right now. Like, because the major problem that people didn't think was they didn't think Colorado was going to get a quarterback. They didn't think Juju Lewis was going to come. And now that Juju Lewis is officially committed and people will 100% know, everybody's looking at Colorado differently in the offseason, like, oh, whoa, we might have to go call them up. Because if you're in the middle of the pack, SEC, the Big Ten, and you're a star player, you might want to go jump on this ride because it can elevate you to more money. So those are the questions I look at.
Hey, Rob, you need to look at the one Zulus when he say development was suffer now for college kids. What I like that, but the only thing about that is this one here. Look at Jordan Seaton. Kids that put work in. Look at Draylon Miller. Kids that put in work, they gonna develop. The ones who are gonna suffer are the ones who half do it. I'll work hard this week, and maybe I don't feel. You'll have a good week of work, and then the next week, man, I'm going through this here. And yeah, they're gonna suffer. They are going to suffer, but the ones who come in and take this seriously, they're gonna do well.
I'm gonna tell you why that development won't suffer. It's going to put onus on these coaches to coach football, and you can't just go in and pay for talent. You got to be able to develop. So development won't suffer. The people that's going to suffer is the coaches that ain't been doing their job, that's been lacking, that's been able to chill and collect a free paycheck because they just been able to go buy kids. Well, that game is over with. Now you got to show that you can truly develop. And if you can't develop, guess what? Now you can go. Now you're going to give every reason why you can fire that coach now. Watch what happens. Watch how much coaching movement because they can't develop or they can't do this. You can only buy players for so long until it catches up with you. And some of these big time programs, the only reason why they're winning is because they've been able to buy talent. Well, what happens when a playing field gets even and you can't buy talent, and now you got to go prove that you can develop a kid? Now what happens? Because it ain't just about development in college. When them kids get to NFL, do them kids last in NFL? Or do they sputter out because they weren't properly developed in college due to the fact of they just been the best player on the team and been getting by? So it's going to put an onus on, are you holding these kids accountable day by day that can help them get through life? Or you just keep relying on their talents? That's what's going to happen. But I'm gonna kick it over to Uncle Steve. How you feel about that?
Hey, you hitting, man. You hitting. People who want to do are going to do, and you have to have good coaching. All that stuff, them good old boys, just like you was naming, you might pay them, but you're gonna be paying them just to be around. You're gonna bring in the talent that come in like the Helos and things like that. You're bringing in talent. You're bringing in guys that can flat out coach. You're bringing in the Livingstons. You cannot have dead weight on your team. If you look at what Coach Prime is doing right now, and people, y'all don't realize he has not had an opportunity to get the talent that Oregon had. People do all that talking. Oregon and Texas, all that money, Texas A&M. Man, when you got 5-star on top of 5-star on top of 5-star, you can do things a little different with that. People like, well, what you mean? Man, a 5-star talent is different from a 3-star. You got levels. That means that guy talent is here and this guy's here. So those are the things. And then you bring coaching into that. Wow. Look at Warren Sapp. Can you imagine Warren Sapp with all 5? I ain't even got to count stars, because for me, you should be seeing stars. If you're a defensive line coach, when your guys up there, the other team should be seeing stars, because you should be knocking their head loose. But can you imagine the talent that Warren Sapp and D. Lou and my boy getting ready to get over there saying, hey, this here kind of talent, IMG talent, hey, y'all getting ready to see. If y'all thought we were playing defense this year, get ready. Get your popcorn.
Uncle Steve, what happens when these 5-star talents start transferring from these big colleges that they've been hiding on the bench?
They get to come to universities like Colorado and become a superstar. They get to come out, and people are like, oh, I didn't know he was like that. Yeah, he like that. He been like that. This guy been like that. I'll give you an example. Arch Manning. How many teams get to have an Arch Manning sitting on the bench? I'll give you another example. I'll take Arch out. Look at Ohio State. Ohio State got two 5-stars. And then they got 5 stars coming in on the bench. I'm talking about on the bench. And the beauty now, those 3, you ain't gonna have 4 5-stars on your team at Ohio State no more at quarterback. They got to go. They got to go because you're gonna still keep recruiting. And when you're recruiting, you're just not gonna sit there. So Rob the man is hitting you upside the head. The game is real. You're gonna now see all these Alabama. You're gonna see, can they actually coach? And when people can coach, they're going to win. And the ones who can't coach and develop, you're going to see they're going to become an average team. They're going to be a 1-11 team. Yep. They're going to become a 3-8 team. You're going to start seeing that. Colorado, I'm telling you, those young men have already talked to Coach Prime now. I ain't saying they have, but I can imagine smart people have already, they ain't talked to Coach Prime, but they've already reached out. And with them reaching out, they know who's coming.
It's going to get crazier. And see, that's why it's so vital. That's why, like, you could pay attention to the tea leaves right now, and if you don't think that I'm telling you what's right, look at the rate of how these kids are decommitting from these certain schools right now. Think about how many decommitments Ohio State just had just recently. It ain't even about no players, Chris Ball to come around. I'm just talking about in general. The way these kids are decommitting and flipping to other schools is because of the roster spots. You got 105. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. It's 105 until they say 110, right? That's how I look at this. So when you looking at the high school doing it and they decommitting, what you think the portal finna be? The portal finna be chaos because, okay, cool. You want to go get this extra 2 or 3 kids in high school, guess what? That's 2 or 3 more kids you finna lose off your roster. So you make your mind up. This pick and choose. So when y'all ask why Prime ain't gonna go sign 25 high school kids? Because guess what? If I sign 25 more kids, that lists me to get less kids in the portal. So which one you want? You want more high school kids and I get less portal kids? But then guess what? To play, like, I got more portal kids that's producing at a high level that want to be here. So what you gotta make your mind up. So to your question, how many players do Colorado actually have right now? I don't have the official number, but I know we are sitting at 105 or less. I know that 1,000% we're at 105 or less right now. So Colorado doesn't really have an issue per se of like how many players are we gonna lose, because it's not gonna be a tremendously huge number because we're already under that because of the fact that we was already pushing ourselves to get to that number already.
And also, Brian Howell came out early during the season, and he was educating people because he takes a number of how many scholarships. He came out and said Coach Prime is way under his scholarships. He stayed. I'm talking about actual scholarships. He was about 11 under his scholarship during the beginning of the season. So because he always know he wants room to maneuver the way he wants to maneuver this season.
Yeah. He's gonna always stay under the number. So even if the roster's 105, he'll probably be sitting at 99 and keep 6 spots open just in case if we need to go get a piece or add some throughout the season or do anything. He always wants to keep that open. But everybody has to be on scholarship right now. So yeah, 77 players on scholarship right now, right? So you take 77 players. So that means you got to get to 105. So I mean, we won't get there. We'll probably add 30. Well, no, that'll put us at 107. So about 21 players, 22 players. I said the most 23. That'll put us at 100. So I'll say 23. We add 23 players. Now, given granted, 77 players on scholarship right now. That doesn't take into account of players that's finna leave the league. So that number can open the window up. So players going to the league, right? Thank you, Jade. I appreciate you. That's why you're the producer, bro. That's why you're the producer. Yeah, for that reason right there. 26 are seniors. So that is 26 players that's come off the board, right? So that puts you down to 51. So that's going to that gives you opportunity for you to add 50 players right there. Because you're going to be down to 51, right? And so 26 being seniors. Now, how many juniors you going to leave because to NFL? So that lowers the number even under 50. So right now we're in a good shape to add about 50 plus players. So we're good. We're good at Colorado. It's the teams that's not Colorado that wasn't looking ahead that's going to have some serious major problems. So these big time colleges that's been holding on to players they finna be in trouble. So don't be like, man, what's going on with this school? Y'all just wait. Because after Saturday is when you finna find out how real it's finna get. Because you're gonna see players left and right, man. This person transferred, that person transferred, this person transferred. That's what's the nature of the game. So let's get back into the game on Friday. How do you overall see the game playing out? Offense, defense, special teams wise. Give me your predictions on how you see the game playing out.
I see CU rolling. I see CU coming in, a very physical game. I see CU, they should roll in this game. And I ain't talking about I see them, they should win by 17 points or more. They should come in and dominate in this here game. I see them coming in, moving that football down the field. I see them stopping the run. If he get 100 yards, okay, but that'll be at the end of the game. But I think for that running back, once they stop him at the beginning of the game, he gonna sit down because he has nothing to play for. He got his NIL money. He's paid. I'm surprised he's playing because he got everything. I'm surprised. If he come, he might get a couple plays, and if he's smart after them couple plays, I'm sitting down because you're playing for nothing. You're getting drafted.
I don't even understand why OG playing. Y'all can't even make a bowl game. So what am I playing? Man, I'm hitting the lead, dog. It's been real, man. I gave y'all 4 years of service, and I gave you everything, blood, sweat, and tears out of this thing. Why am bro? I'm not even getting on the plane, man. Hey, man, I appreciate you. Shake my hand, coach, man. It's being real. I appreciate everything you done for me, but I got to start preparing for the league, man. I got to get my body healthy, make sure my body right, get in shape, get ready for the combine, and I'm off to the league, dog. Hey, that'd be my mindset right now. I would, what? What does this last game do? To go out and say, man, we beat Prime? Like that, what are we talking about, dog?
Or get an injury or something to that effect. It serves no purpose. To me, I'm not playing. Not at all. But if he plays, it's not going to impact anything with this here game because now I looked at all the games. I even looked at Kansas State. I looked at Kansas. They were there. They were behind the line and they hit people. This game, they're going to be focused. They're not going to let their mother see them get embarrassed. They're not let their girlfriend. It's their last day. They're going to knock some people's head off this game. So I see that. What I also see is this one here. I see two throwing that ball. And they better hope Jimmy don't play. Because if J5 plays
he should be playing.
Speed, if J5 play, trouble, because it opens up too much. It opens up too much. Now Wester can cook. So I see CU coming out. They're going to be, man, them boys are pissed. when I say pissed, those boys are pissed right now, and they should be. They should be.
I think Shador might throw for 400 this game. I think the receiver's gonna go the hell off this game. they about to go off because the one thing about it, Oklahoma State don't play no defense, so they gonna let you throw the ball all around the yard. You can book that one. They finna let you throw the ball all the way around the yard. However you want to slice and dice it, you can have fun with it. That's what I'm saying with OG. I can understand if y'all was fighting to get to a bowl game, y'all need one more win to get there. I can understand it, and that's why I said I don't play
Kansas.
If they were in Kansas situation where like we went out, we make a bowl, you know what I'm saying, and we build a new stadium, so we need this extra money to help us, continue to build this new stadium. I'm good with that. But I don't know if Mike Gundy even comes back next season for them. That's my biggest thing. I don't even know if he comes back, like as the head coach, because it's gonna be interesting that a lot of these head coaches that should be fired hasn't been fired. And I'm like, What are these universities waiting on? Because I get it. If you get these players on signing day, right, and then you fire your coach after signing day, guess what these players are going to do? They're going to leave anyway. So what are you really doing? You're not recruiting a quarterback to come there and play. So what are you doing?
J-Dot 2 gonna have that record. The next 2 games, he might get it. He might. That record is on. And what you putting right there, it's gonna be nice. 2 ain't getting pulled out of this game. I don't see him getting pulled. He might get pulled at the last minute, but that record is broken. And it might not be broken this game, but he gonna come dang on close. He gonna get 5. He gonna come close to it. So it's gonna be. It's gonna
I'll say this. If we get to that go zone, like they call it, they throwing the ball, dog. Don't even ask him to run the ball. They throwing the ball because he might try to break that thing in this game. I'm telling you right now, he might try to break that thing in this game. And I just want to put this notion out because people say, Tua and Travis not gonna play in the bowl game. They gonna play, man, because they gonna finish the mission. That's always what they did. If I felt some type of way, I'd have felt that way if they didn't do that Jackson when they played in the Celebration Bowl when they was coming to Colorado. I would feel some type of way. But they're gonna ultimately complete the mission. So all chaos is gonna break down. And so looking at this weekend, chaos is gonna happen this weekend regardless in college football, just because of the way the playoff situation is. So let's get into the playoff situation. I know Dre had to jump off, and I really want him to be on for this segment. But when you look at the playoff situation and it's how the Big Ten got more teams in the SEC, that just tells you right there, chaos is going to happen this weekend. Like there is no way that they can allow more teams in the Big Ten than the SEC into the college playoff. So how you feel about that, Uncle Steve?
If you look at the way they did it, they have strategically put those SEC teams right there at the cusp because they know these teams play each other. A lot of these teams play each other. They know they're going to have some losses. You're going to have some L's in there, and then they just gently move in the SEC teams and say, oh, okay, then they're going to use the logic, well, the team lost. You lost at the end of the season, so we had to move them up. They were on winning streak. So it ain't nothing but a ploy. But this is the game that they play, and they want to make sure to make it seem like it's fair. I'm gonna put Alabama just enough back so if anybody lose, which they know somebody's losing, I can bring them up. So I don't worry about it. Man.
Listen, we already know the fix is in. We know this. Just think about this, right? You line up 13, 14, 15. You put 3 SEC teams with 3 losses, right? But then you're gonna turn around and put Colorado number 25 with 3 losses. Yep. Come on, man. Make this make sense, dog. Make it make sense. Because it's not like you look at Alabama, it's not like they lost to the top end of it. They didn't lost to the middle of the pack team. But we lose to, K-State, who y'all say is better, but we get punished to go from 16 to 25. I just don't know how that happens, man. So I'm still, we already knew, man. It's the SEC, the Big Ten controls the playoffs. We already knew this. But you can already see how they just shows you how everything flows when it comes to this college playoffs and how everything maneuvers in this situation. And that's the scary part about, the fix is in this weekend. Whether they want to tell you or not, when the rankings came out Tuesday and the way they put these teams in, what they hoping for is they hoping for SMU to lose against Miami so they can put another team in. That's really what they trying to do. They hope you can't get Notre Dame to lose, so you got to move them up because you can't get them to lose against nobody because they don't play nobody. So that's out the door. So the only viable option that you really truly have is you need SMU to lose because Penn State don't play nobody. They're not going to play for the conference championship. Indiana's not going to play for the conference championship. So you can't even touch them two teams. And then Ohio State and Oregon, right? So it don't really matter who wins between them two in the championship game because both of them are in. So they got to find a way to get another SEC team in. And all they hoping is for Miami to take care of business, to beat SMU, to put an SEC team in. Now, the chaos is really going to come between the ACC and the Big 12. That's where the chaos is going to come from. And so just watch how referees get referees on some of these games. I'm telling you right now, when you start watching some of these games on Saturday, outside of the University of Colorado, watch how the refs react to a lot of plays that's happening on the field and how mysteriously calls just come floating out the air. That just doesn't have nothing to do with the play, but it's being called that you ain't seen it all year. Those are the calls that kill me. Like the play could be on complete opposite side of outside of the field, and they're like, I'm holding. Come on, dog. You know, good and damn well that didn't have no effect on the play. Why are you calling it, dog? Come on, man. But those type of things are gonna happen. So when you look at this college playoffs, how do you see the thing playing out ultimately of who gets in and who doesn't?
Well, this is what I see playing out for it. They got a pro. Yeah, it's gonna be 4 teams from the Big Ten. They're gonna have 4. The SEC, they're gonna try to maneuver 4 there, and then you're gonna look at the other ones. Be a Boise State, whoever wins that. With the ACC and the Big 12, they're gonna try to maneuver where it's just gonna be 1 team, and the ACC might get 2, depending on how other things fall. And then you got Notre Dame. So it's going where people. It's slim pickings. It's slim pickings because you got Indiana, Penn State, Oregon, and Ohio State. That's 4.
And,
you know.
And here's my thing about this whole thought pattern. If you're the Big 12, you better follow the pattern that the Big 10 is showing you right now. Mm-hmm. Your big dogs they need to get them the easiest schedule possible and win, right? Mm-hmm. The people that can make you the most money in conference, you need to get them the easiest schedule because they showing you. If Penn State and Indiana can get away with it to get into the playoffs and make them more money, why can't the Big 12 do it? They show you better take care of your big dogs. Mm-hmm. But this is why I feel like something fluky is going to happen. Because who generates the most money for the Big 12? That's who you need in the playoffs, because with them generating you the most money, you need them to play in the playoffs because they generate you they double your money revenue from the playoffs. If you're smart, you better make sure you take care of your big dogs because that's who can get you the most money coming out the play, because it is a revenue-based sharing. The SEC and the Big Ten is going to get a big piece of that pot. But if you get one team in that can upset some of these teams, you get a bigger piece of that pie.
The commissioner for the Colorado League, he's really hitting his head right now, because if the officials would have did what they supposed to have done, BYU would have had 4 losses, and it'll be a wrap. You'd have CU in the championship game, playing for the championship game. So if they were doing it fair, if they were doing things fairly on that, then they even have Iowa State should have had a couple additional loss, another additional loss on them. So if it would have been done correctly, those teams would have had more losses. And he's scratching his head because he has to look at those officials and say, "Hey guys, you screwed us," because all moneymaker would have been in that championship game, and all league doing this. Everybody's talking about us. Now they're not talking about us because you put this crap. Y'all want to BYU a great story, and now it's no story because nobody's impressed. Colorado would have been the one doing this here for you. So it's one of those things where you're absolutely right, RobDaMan. If people don't think officiating changes games, Go ask the Sacramento Kings when they were playing the Lakers about how officiating does. Go ask my boy Wallace, Rasheed Wallace, who was getting these phantom technical fouls, getting kicked at the game and not understanding why. Go ask Clyde Drexler now on, hey, when they get me, you fouling out certain players to make sure that, certain teams go there. You can say whatever you want to. An official can blow his whistle 2 times and change the whole outcome of a game. 2 times.
Here's my hot take about this Saturday. I don't think it's going to even get to the BYU game to decide if Colorado goes to the championship game. I'm being so honest. I think so much fluky stuff is going to happen where some teams, because just think about it, all K-State got to do is beat Iowa State, right? Some way, somehow, something fluky going to happen in that Arizona and Arizona State game. Them 2 losses right there automatically puts Colorado in. It don't matter. It don't matter about the BYU game. Because if BYU loses, it just puts them in a 3-way tie and they can battle out who gets in. But when you look at the way the landscape is the way things is working, some way, somehow, it's interesting that the Big 12 never tried to change Colorado from playing on Friday. Think about this logically. You have the power that you could have controlled to make Colorado play on Saturday and flipped another game to Friday. The way the game, you could have did this 2 weeks out to give teams prepared for this. But the fact of the matter that you left Colorado on that Friday game, it just shows you right there that something fluky is going to happen this weekend. Whether you want to or not, they're going to make it, because for TV ratings purposes, because think about it like this. And that's where I'm saying what I'm saying. For TV purposes, if the Big 12 does not make something fluky, you're not going to watch BYU. It doesn't matter. They get no ratings. So that alone is something fluky is going to happen to make you have to tune into that BYU game. Because it's going to make you stay up. It's like, man, who going to get in? Man, who ain't going to get in? Because everything before that BYU game could be done. Like the 2 losses that need to happen could already happen, and Colorado could already be in the Big 12 championship game before BYU even play. But they're gonna make something chaotic to where the point where they're gonna want you to tune into that BYU game. That's what's the interesting part about this Saturday. How you feel about that take?
Hey, when it comes to this, everything's about money. You want people in seats. And you want to bring income and revenue into this, into your business. And that's what they're going to do. And because what they know is this one here. If you don't have excitement or people with hopes that they can actually achieve something, man, people ain't going to watch. People sit there like, man, I ain't watching that. I'm going to do something else. And that's what you don't want to do. Because look at it right now. You'll have people, man, it's only certain NFL games I watch now. NFL used to be every game. Man, I have to watch this. It's only select games I watch in the NFL now. And now with college is one of those things where, man, you like, I want to watch this game. I want to watch this game. I want to watch because it means something. And that's what you want. So it's going to be some craziness going on. That's what makes college football so cool. But to me, whether it happens or don't happen, I could care less. CU's job is to handle their business. Yeah. And then do whatever comes up, we're ready for it. If not, we move on for the bowl game and keep it moving.
No doubt. It's always going to start about Friday, right? Us taking care of our business, right? I just like to think of I just like looking at how the fix is finna happen. Like those things type of interest me. Cause I'm just lining this up. I'm looking at the way they set up this whole playoff bracket. I'm looking at how the games are being layered out. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. All these scenarios that y'all saying can happen. Look how these games are layered out. Okay, so we need West Virginia. We need Texas Tech to win, right? To beat West Virginia. Yeah, that's the first game on the schedule. That's the first game. Okay, we need Kansas State to beat Iowa State. Well, that's the second game. Okay. Well, we need Arizona State. If Kansas State wins, then we don't really does Arizona State really matter at that point? It really. So it's like every situation that could possibly happen is layered out to happen exactly that way. It's
That's
just
crazy,
mind blowing.
Rob.
It's mind
That's
blowing.
crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. And what it does, you're gonna have CU fans paying attention to that game. You're gonna have it brings people saying, "Man, I need to pay attention to this game because this impacts my team." So it's one of the. It's cool, man. I like it. It's cool. It's like, hey, this is what you want. You want this here. So we're gonna watch and we're gonna sit back and watch this here. And I want. And for CU, Coach Prime is even better. Can you imagine if it comes together like it should come? Man, that show, man, please. Coach
Hey,
Prime,
hey, listen. If Jerry, Jerry didn't pick up. Hey, man. I don't know what you got to do, but they come to play in the big and not a playpen, baby. Come play. We need Colorado there. I don't care what you got to do, but we got to get them there because we need this money. We know one thing: the Buffalo's gonna show up and they're gonna bring that money, and all the seats gonna be filled up in this thing. And I want to be there on the sideline. So we need to make whatever happen because the Cowboys ain't doing it. So we need to make something happen. Like Jared picked up that phone call and called me to a commissioner and said, "Hey, whatever you got to do, you better do it because that man can." It's just not about the fans that's going to be at the game, but the people that's going to be standing outside the stadium that's going to be generating us money, selling T-shirts and stuff. Hey, man, we need to make this happen, dog. So you can just see it. I mean, listen. Listen. We have spoiled our golden opportunity. I won't give it. Listen, I'm 1,000% with you. Like I'm not. All this is just. I'm just giving you the landscape how college football has stole everything across the board. When you look at sports, nobody's really watching the NBA games. Nobody's really watching NFL. Everybody is tuned into college football because that's what's selling right now. Whether you want to look at it, big bag ain't different. We messed up a golden opportunity. That's 1,000%. I wouldn't give it. It's just the fact of how they got your attention to say, we going to disrespect this conference and we going to do this to make you tune in to watch reviews. Everything that you say, hey, I'm not doing this, you're going to be more in tune to do it because you're like, come on, dog. Right? Just think about, when they did this with Travis Hunter and him not getting the award, they just did that just to piss off Colorado even more, right? To get you to tune into the game because now you waiting for Travis Hunter to have that big time moment. That's it. You waiting for him to have a big time moment. That's all. But definitely, it's gonna be something wild. Something wild is gonna happen. I'm just saying, get your popcorn, get everything ready. What I'm telling you is, don't get emotional about it. Whatever happened. You know what I'm saying? We got a bowl game. We got a bowl game guaranteed. But whatever happens. I'm just saying the flukiness of what can go on and transpire on weekend has already been fixed. It's already been in the setup. That's all I'm saying. But I'm gonna let Uncle Steve give his point and finish out his statement, man. We're gonna end this thing, man. We've been in here rocking with y'all. My brother, he had to get off, but hey, man, we gonna end this thing here for y'all. But man, appreciate you all for always coming in, showing us love, being here since one of the day ones, has been here rocking with us, man. So it's always a pleasure to have you on the show.
Yeah, Rob, I heard you were cutting out a little bit, but I love the fact that you had your women's basketball show. That was nice. I enjoyed that. And I was like, man, they talking ball over there, which is awesome. Everybody out there for your Thanksgiving, y'all go out there and enjoy yourself. Eat enough food for me and everyone else out there. Make sure hug some people out there. Let them know that, hey, you care about them. And just go out and call people. Call some people, say, man, I was thinking about you. A young lady, I was thinking about you. And how are you doing? Go out and do something nice for someone. But when it comes to CU football, man, I'm going to tell y'all like this here. It has been a pleasure. It has been fun. It's been fun. It's one of those things where we want to go out and appreciate. We want to appreciate what's going on right now and appreciate the skills of Travis Hunter, Shador, your boy Silman Craig, Shiloh, all those young men who put their blood, sweat, and tears out there, show them the appreciation that we need to celebrate them, love on them, and then go out there and be CU Buff fans and do what we're supposed to do. Rob, you are the man. Coach Dre always handling his business. I can't wait to get my fried turkey and my dressing. So y'all be blessed, and thanks again. And it's always a pleasure coming on your show, Rob.
Hey man, we appreciate you having you on. My brother and my co-host, Dre, he had to jump off, but man, appreciate it as always, man. Everybody that tuned in. I just want to let y'all know moving forward, how we're gonna be operating here on the channel. We're gonna make it to members only. You're gonna have access to the Discord, everything like that. It comes with the membership. Any purchase that comes to RobDaManMedia, you'll have percentages off on merch, on any merch that we drop. We're gonna be changing the way we learn all things for the entire 2025. So y'all stay with us as we transition into our new we're transitioning into a new wave here on RobDaManMedia. So don't get upset, don't get mad. If it's nothing personal, but we're changing the way what we doing things, and we're elevating our brand to something different. It's not about me, it's about the entirety of everybody that's with us. So everything will be changing on the channel. We're gonna be doing some upgrades to certain things. So man, become a member today because we will make the chats members only, where you won't be able to comment unless you're a member. It's just to elevate the brand to do what we need to do. It's a community. That's how we built this thing off of community, and we're gonna continue to grow as a community. So you want to be part of the community of RobDaManMedia, just hit that join button and become a member today. Because moving forward, it's gonna be about the community of RobDaManMedia. I love y'all. We appreciate y'all every day for watching the show, because y'all make this what it is. But moving forward for the brand and for our opportunities that we got coming up with sponsorships and things like that, we got to start moving towards a community of people. So we always don't want to forget about that. And for us, Thanksgiving, man, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Make sure that y'all stay safe. Y'all, be a blessing to somebody, not a stressor. Be a blessing to somebody on this Thanksgiving. When y'all going back and y'all watching other people's lives and watching this live, man, start to have a better mindset and stop being so judgmental of everything that you see. Some people are going to sell you stuff to sell you that, right? You don't have to believe what they're selling you. That's the difference. So as always, man, it's always a pleasure to be in here to give y'all great content. Moving forward, 2025, you're going to see elevation of RobDaManMedia. We bring you more coverage. We bring you more different things to the channel. Like Unc said, we do got a basketball segment that we do every Wednesday with Says Talk Sports. So if y'all big basketball fans, man, y'all tune in on Wednesdays to that show. It's up right now. If you missed it, sorry if you're not getting a notification. YouTube, it's YouTube. It's not us. But it's when you've been out the algorithm, they don't send the notifications all the time. So getting back into the algorithm, getting back on page, coming on at the same time, those type of things get fixed by YouTube easy. So that's all it is. So we'll try to get all those errors, but man, we just want to let y'all know that we elevating what we're doing at RobDaManMedia. If you got any ads that you want ran on the channel while we live to take us into a commercial break, just hit us up. You see the email running across the channel. It's always in the description. So if you got any business that you want to advertise on the channel, let us know. Hit us up. But I plan to be in Dallas next week. So, hey, Buff Nation, we got to make that happen because I plan to be there. So let's make that happen, Buff Nation, man. And we'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.